What is going on, everyone? Breeze is back here, and we are restarting an NBA franchise. Yes, I was supposed to do a franchise on the old console, um, but I decided not to, because I realized that sooner rather than later I was just gonna get the PS5 back. So I decided to just wait till the PS5 came and do that instead. You'll see here I'm just going through settings real quick, kind of making sure everything's all set in stone for the franchise. I will be editing pretty much most of the setting, like the sliders, so like gameplay wise it's not going to be the same. I'm pretty sure I have all this right. I am gonna have trade approval on because sometimes they make some wild ass CPU versus CPU trades, so I just want control to keep this as realistic as possible. And I know that actually I want to turn that on even though we're not starting from today, so it'll be a little different. I know that the other version of the game that the other franchise that I started was with the Portland Trailblazers, but seeing as they actually got off to a hot start, I didn't want to do them again. That and I wanted someone or a different team. Maybe that could be a little different of a rebuild. So as you can see, I'm just gonna scroll through the teams real quick. As I believe, I clearly can't speak, but as I believe that I said in the other franchise, man, I just can't speak English right now. There's a few different teams I could have gone here, and in the other one I chose the Trailblazers, obviously, but there's so many options here that I could have gone, and I was thinking about doing the Trailblazers again, seeing as I think they were the best option for me, and I wanted to use Damian Lillard pretty badly. But I don't want to just stick with that team because there is a team that I looked a little bit more into, not a lot more into, but a little bit more into, and I decided that this was the team I wanted to try to rebuild, mainly because it's a little bit of a bigger market, slightly bigger. I believe, I don't know if it's listed as the same. Oh, I just skipped over the Rockets, but they're just in a different situation compared to the Blazers. The Blazers are trying to win with Damian Lillard, but also acquire younger talent that will fit around him. So kind of not a rebuild, but also not like going for championships, if that makes sense. I just hit the wrong button. But the team that I'm choosing now, it isn't exactly in the best situation. It's not likely that they're going to contend past the play-in spot if they do that. So I decided that this was going to be a better team for me to play, and that team is the Washington Wizards. Yes, we're heading to D.C., which is definitely a bigger market than Portland is, but we are going to take over the Washington Wizards, who I think they said they only have one title in history. I could be wrong on that. But you could just see some of the... I, for some reason, decided to go to the rivalry section to show off the team. I'm not really sure why I did this, but I've never actually been in this section of the screen before, so I'm kind of interested to see. I didn't realize it had all these records here and has a rating for each rivalry score, so this is kind of interesting to have. I should probably take a look at this more often. Looks like our highest rivalry is in the 70s. We don't even have one against them. Oh, that's the Wizards, that's why. Yeah, we can't have a rivalry against ourselves. So looking into this team here, could consider maybe we have a shot to make the play-in or maybe even the playoffs if our team performs. But best case scenario is we do make the play-ins. I don't think this team is that good to make the play-in, and I think we have a lot of decisions to make depending on how our season goes. We started off with Bradley Beal here. obviously our franchise player. John Wall was formerly our franchise player, but I guess he's just not good enough for them anymore. He's in his 11th year. He's 29 years old. We have him for, I think, the next 4 years, plus a player option for the 5th year. And he's a pretty good player. I would like to say that. Over his career, last 2 years, he's had 30-point averages, mainly a 20 to 25 point average player, in my opinion. Last year, he didn't do great. It was a step back, but he's looking to lead the team. He's just going to try to give everything he's got, but it's not going to lead us too much because we are a bad team, and he is the best player in 87 overall rating. The next player down, though, is Kristaps Porzingis. And it says right now he's thinking about coming back to Washington, but I just don't see how he would want to, especially if we're not winning many games. He does have a player option, so it is his choice if he wants to come back. I'm thinking if we don't win a lot of games by the deadline, maybe Porzingis is someone we trade to get younger talent. If we are contending or fighting for a play-in spot, we will obviously keep him. Obviously, he's been great the last 4 years. Really great throughout his whole 6-year career, but the last 4 years specifically, he's been really well. Really solid, I guess. But he's one of those players where I'm not very intrigued on keeping him. That way, he's like the face of the rebuild. He's on a 1-year deal. If I'm going to get rid of him, it's going to be now or never to get some good talent back for him. Same could kind of be said about Kyle Kuzma. He plans on leaving anyway because he thinks he's going to get much more money this offseason. Same deal, player option. He's in his 5th year. The former Laker. He had a good year last year. Very solid 2021-22 campaign. I don't think he's going to be that well again. I think Bradley Beal and Porzingis are going to take a lot of Kuzma's touches, and Kuzma might just become a team player and might be another guy that we try to trade by the deadline. Monte Morris was a guy we signed for 2 years, the former Denver backup point guard. He did pretty well when covering Jamal Murray, but again, I don't really know if he's really going to fit here. I'm not going to trade him this year for sure because he is on a 2-year deal and it's only $9 million. Definitely see if I can upgrade him throughout the offseason, maybe in the draft, or get a younger guy to replace him through trades this year. But for now, he's a pretty solid point guard for us. I believe he's our starting point guard. Then we go to the bench. We have Daniel Gafford. I always say Gradford or Galliford or something like that. I always mess up his name, but he's the center that I want to build around here. He's under contract for 4 years. I guess I could have just checked the contract here. The last year of his rookie deal is this year, and then he's on the 12 to 13 million. I think if he develops well, he could definitely be the player we build around. The only problem is I don't know how well he will develop off the bench, and I'm kind of hoping that if we do get rid of Porzingis, that Gafford steps up. I don't think Gafford is similar to Porzingis, and by that I mean he definitely is not. So it's definitely a different role that he would be playing compared to Porzingis. But I'm kind of hoping he just helps. He's 24 years old. He has a 4-year contract. Hoping he develops well and becomes our center for the future. Will Barton, a veteran that we signed for 1 year or we traded for, I don't really know what happened this offseason. So if I say we signed someone and it was actually a trade, my apologies. But he's just someone we have. We'll trade him if we don't really need him, or we'll just keep him for the 1 year. Just have him mentor other people on our team. There's really no need. He's really here to just clear the cap space next year. Rui Mora, someone I've had a lot of promise in since coming to the league. He just has not panned out. I think, it just said his highest scoring game in his career was 30. And he's averaged 13 throughout the first 3 years. I think this is a big year for him. This year is his contract year. It decides if I want to keep him or if I want to get rid of him. He will be rolling off the bench and covering for Kuzma if Kuzma is ever hurt. But I'm kind of hoping he's one of our main scorers off the bench. If he's not going to be that, maybe I'll just re-sign him. But it really depends on how much money he asks for and what kind of role he plays on the team. DeLon Wright, not really interested in keeping him. He's a 30-year-old point guard. We'll see how he plays, but he doesn't really have a mid-range shot, and he's a good defender for sure. He's a good point guard to bring up the ball, but I don't like not having a mid-range shot, because with the point guards coming off those picks, mid-range is very important to have. Corey Kispert, is he a rookie this year? He's a second-year man. I've never heard of him until this year. That's why I asked if he was a rookie. Maybe because I didn't watch basketball last year. But he's on his rookie contract. He averaged 10.5 in his first year. That's not right. 8.5 almost. On pretty solid efficiency. I hope he can be one of those scorers off the bench like Rui Hachimura is. I kind of see him being the main scorer as Hachimura as the second scorer. But we'll figure out what he becomes. Also, Denny Avdiha, I don't know really how to say his name. I'm going to be honest. I would say he's our small forward off the bench, but I'm pretty sure he's actually in the starting lineup over Will Barton, so I think Will Barton's coming off the bench. And Denny Avdiha, not Adviha, you know what I mean. I think he could definitely be great, but he needs to develop a lot. I think this is his rookie year, his third year. God, I wish I knew which ones were rookies or not. But he's someone I have a lot of promise in. I think Taj Gibson could definitely be a solid mentor. He's been here for 14 years in the league, and he's not going to play much for us. Let's just be real. He might not play at all. He's just a reserve role. Johnny Davis is someone that I'm interested in. A good point guard / shooting guard. Unlike DeLon Wright, he can hit a mid-range, but he's a little weaker inside and outside scoring. And I think he could definitely take DeLon Wright's spot. Not this year, though, as the rookie. Maybe if we just get rid of DeLon Wright or someone gets hurt, he'll slide into the starting lineup. But we'll see how that goes. Vernon Carey Jr., I almost said Carter Jr., the former Chicago, oh my god, Charlotte center, didn't really play much in his first year and a half there, probably won't play much here, seeing as we have 3 centers that are higher rated than him. We have Jordan Goodwin, who I believe is on a 2-way contract. The undrafted rookie, or undrafted second-year man. Definitely think he could be a good addition to the lineup if he develops a little bit more. Anthony Gill, not expecting him to play too much. Isaiah Todd, definitely a young man that could develop into a nice player, but right now is not going to play. And then Devon Dotson, the point guard. Tempo pushing, another guy that I'm just thinking if he develops, he could be very well. But most of our lineup right now is veteran guys that I'm okay moving on from, while all the guys that I think could develop soon are not that high rated and not good that way, or that means that we really can't rely on them to play right away. Alright, so as we head into some practice, this is very loud. I don't know why they're all yelling. You can see I'm gonna miss some shots because I don't have the slider set up right now. But these are just basically how I'm gonna be playing in game. I'm still learning how to play the PS5 version of this game, so we'll just play. My expectations is, as I've said many times, play-in spot is the best we'll see. If we don't see that, I just want a good lottery pick. I don't expect too much. Nice shot there by Bradley Beal. This team is ran through Bradley Beal. Maybe I'll try to make an emphasis to run it through Porzingis. That way we can just use our big man, kick it out. I think Porzingis is really good in the kick-out game. So I think if we could get him in the post, draw a couple double teams, that's where Porzingis will thrive. But I don't know how much we'll run through someone other than Bradley Beal. The pick and roll game is definitely something I'll like too, as you see there, Bradley Beal pick and pop there, but pick and roll, pick and pop. I'll like that a lot. But yeah, you can expect us not to be very well in the first year, maybe the first 2 years, and hopefully we can make a run soon. Just kind of make a name for ourselves, because we're not that great of a team. We're the nation's capital, and I feel like we haven't been good since like John Wall was young. And I would love to have John Wall come back for a year just to retire as a Wizard. If he's ever in the free agency, I might just bring him back to do that until he retires. Maybe play if needed. But right now it's Bradley Beal's team. And we need to scrap it. We need to rebuild. I will try to keep Bradley Beal on the team for his 4-year contract because he's been really loyal to Washington. And like, unless he gets mad in 3 years and wants to leave our team, I think he's going to be, I won't say the star of the rebuild. He definitely is year 1 and probably year 2 going to be the star of the team. But I think depending on who we draft, who we pick up in trades, who develops well, I definitely think he'll just end up being a core player. I know it's listed right now that he's a core player, but that's because Washington doesn't have a star on their team outside of Bradley Beal and Porzingis, who really aren't stars per se. They're really good players, but they're not stars like the Hardens and the KDs, the Kyries. So I expect in this series to hopefully go more than 3 years. I'm definitely going to go until we win a title. I don't know why Porzingis is setting a screen so far away, but that's a good pick and roll. I don't expect it to be like the most dominant thing. I do want it to be realistic. I'm going to try to make it as realistic as possible. My plan is to have custom draft classes. This first year I'm not going to. And that's because I'm getting this college basketball game. I've never owned one before. I forget exactly which one it is that I'm getting. But it's an older one that's on the Xbox 360. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just see, hopefully they have a franchise or like a dynasty mode in that. And I'm going to play through that when I'm bored. And I'm going to use players from that dynasty, and I'm going to recreate them in 2K and put them in the draft class. Goddamn, Porzingis, I was angry. That's my plan for the draft class in this. I won't say that's going to happen per se. I don't know what just happened there. I didn't realize we were on a 5-on-4. But that's my idea of the draft class for this franchise. If not, I'll probably just end up creating some players, and then just kind of leaving the others as auto-generated. I don't really like the auto-generated players too often. I just really don't have anything else to go to right now. The created players in the, what am I trying to say here? The user-created draft class, they always produce way too many good players, and it does make sense because all the college and high school prospects, they are really good players. It's just their potential is so high now, where in real life it might not be that high after a year or two. So we're gonna have 90 overall rookies in their 3rd year, and it's like they might not even pan out to be a starter. And that's why I just don't like using those. I know that's kind of the point of the potential rating, but it's just, I rather create my own draft class. I'd rather have my own ratings on the boom or bust rating scale, which I don't think I've ever used before, but I'm gonna figure out how to use it. And I'm just gonna try to make a team or a draft class that's really good. Can he do post fades? No, he can't. I've been doing too many Jordan challenges, as you can see. But yeah, I'm just gonna roll until one team hits 20. I'm not gonna lie. Hey, Achimura in 3. I was gonna play till a certain score for this team and then switch teams and then play with the bench unit, but I think I'm just gonna do that on my own. I don't know why they left Porzingis open, but I missed it. I know in the Trailblazers intro, I said I was not going to time jumpers, but I realized quickly that they miss so many shots when I don't time them. So I'd rather be the reason they miss shots, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to not time any layups or free throws. I'm still going to time the jumpers, though, because the jumpers, there's times where they take shots and it's just like 1% contested, and it's an air ball because it's contested and I can't time it. Like, I doubt that shot would go in if I did not time my own shot. It does mean I have to learn everyone's jumper, though, which does kind of suck because I'm very bad at being consistent. I play at all different times of the day. So, like, if it's my first game on, I don't have any practice. I might miss a lot because I don't remember some players' jumpers. And I'm just kind of rambling on, but you guys all understand. You all played 2K before. Like, that's ferocious, Daniel Gafford. I will also probably utilize more plays. I won't just run pick and roll. I think for this year, with the people we got, it really depends on how good the pick and roll game is. I obviously won't go OD on the pick and rolls because I know you can get so open off them most of the time. But usually, like in the Trailblazers one, you can do smart plays. I'm not sure if you can do smart plays on this anymore, on current gen, or is this next gen or current gen? I don't really know anymore. But I know you can't really do smart plays on them. So I'm just gonna either call my own plays or set it to auto, and then if I feel like running the play, I'll run it. If I decide that I'm just gonna switch to the pick and roll, I'll just manually adjust towards that. So there will be more plays ran than there is in this scrimmage, just for the fact that I don't want to turn it on right now and I don't know most of the plays. I'm just going to leave it off until games start. A lot of on-ball defense will be played as well. Is that game? Hey, that's game. I tried to play off-ball, but sometimes the computer's defense for user team is just too good. Here are the stats for the 9 minutes that we played. Basically sums up how I expect the team to play. Our starting unit's going to do really well through those big three. Advia might be nice, Morris iffy, but he'll still get some assists. And then just our unit on the bench is not going to be great. But yeah, that's going to be it for this episode. Episode 2, I'm hoping to get out soon. It's going to be at least, what am I trying to say? It's at least going to be one game. I don't think I'm going to do 2 games per episode. It's possible, definitely possible, but I will not guarantee yet. But thank you all for watching this episode. Until next time, I will talk to you all later.